WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Okay, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in on this world-class Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me here on 2 News Now. I am your host, Alexis Bellamy, or it's Tuesday. I'm so sorry. Leanne, you were just going to not say anything.
I didn't even realize.
Let me tell people, welcome in on Wednesday. It's Tuesday. It's been such a long week for everybody, though, so please excuse me. It is Tuesday, January 27th. I had a word for Wednesday, not one for Tuesday. Oh, well. But we're also not in pink, and that should have been my first giveaway, Lee.
We are matching, though. We have our green going.
Look, and we know we did not plan that. Whenever that happens, you guys, we never plan it. But just in case anyone was out there was curious. But I am your host, Alexis Bellamy. Thanks for coming in for 2 News Now. Across from me is 2 News traffic anchor, Lee Jeffries. Lee, we made it in, I guess 2 days out from the storm, we can consider it.
I'm still enjoying the snow, but that's just me.
We know you are. If anyone was curious, the snow outside, it's because of Lee.
It's my fault.
It is Lee's fault. She wanted it. But we are talking about it. It's not going anywhere, and we're happy it has actually stopped falling. But I know you guys want to know what areas, what parts of the Miami Valley are still under those snow emergencies. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Every Miami Valley snow emergency is still in place. Some have changed, but they're still happening. Now listen to this. Mercer, Clark, Montgomery, Preble, Logan, all downgraded from a level 3 emergency to a level 2. Darke County remains at level 2, and Wayne County, Indiana, remains at a level 2 travel advisory. So some really specific information that falls under a travel advisory there. Champaign, Auglaize, Clinton, Warren, Greene, and Butler counties are now at a level 1. Yes. Shelby County does not issue snow emergencies. And Logan County, actually, we're talking about these counties that are under these different types of snow emergencies. They have more than 200 miles of road that still needs to be plowed or may have been plowed. But all the crews will have to do that with less resources than the neighboring urban counties. So crews there are working around the clock to clear blowing and drifting snow. And the sheriff's office says that winter events like these often leave them stretched thin. So we've been saying that very often. We said it a lot on Sunday when we were covering the storm. But when you see them out there doing their work, they're getting to you as fast as they can. Make sure to give them plenty of space to work, guys.
Yes. And I mean, it definitely is a lot of work. Officials with ODOT say that more than 1,200 snowplows were out across the state clearing roadways. That's a ton. And now that the storm has passed, the state is also going to have to contend with some of those other weather challenges that were left behind. So what we're seeing now are high winds that can toss snow back onto the cleared roadways and dangerously low temperatures. So some things to watch out for. And officials say that while the snow has not caused widespread power outages, that's good. People should still be prepared for the possibility of losing power just because of the extreme cold now.
And while that snow is done falling, we are not worried about it anymore. The brutally cold temperatures are going to stick with us for a little bit. So if you need somewhere to stay warm, and we're in Springfield, the Salvation Army will be open daily from 6 p to 8 or from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Or it will be open at 24 hours a day when temperatures are in the single digits. And we'll hear in a little bit exactly how often we can expect it to happen. It may not actually be the single digits, but it may feel like the single digits, Lee, from what we've seen.
It
right?
definitely does.
So at the shelter in the warming center, in Springfield, dinner and breakfast meals will be provided. You can find a full list of warming centers if you need them online at WDTN.com.
And we do have some good news. So following that snow, all Dayton city government offices will be back open today. These were all closed yesterday due to the severe weather and the slick roads that we were seeing. And offices are going to be resuming their normal hours today. The city of Dayton did open its 3 recreation centers as warming centers, like Alexis said. These were open Friday, Saturday, and Monday. And for a full list, you can always just go to WDTN.com.
And we're showing you right now on your screen is some snow removal from downtown Dayton from yesterday, actually, I believe it was. You can see these. This is not even a plow anymore. This is a whole tractor taking the snow, and you can see them literally in here putting it in dump trucks so they can have it carted away. So it can actually be somewhere else, not on the streets where it's, impeding traffic, which is the big concern here. We talked a lot about where people can park and where to not park so you don't get even more snowed in, Lee. This is such a big thing. You're downtown. Did you see a lot of this removal?
I did. We had, it's still on the sides of the roads, but the lanes were clear. So getting to see the trucks just pass through there, that was good. That was a good sign.
So finally, while we're talking about traffic and being on the road, so around noon on Sunday, guys, ODOT in Hamilton County got an urgent call from the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. They had an emergency transport, but Ohio, as we all know, was in the middle of that major winter storm. So plow driver, this is him there, Joe Estes, took his plow and met the emergency crews and escorted them to another hospital to get that young patient the help that he needed, and then returned to Cincy Children's. They say that child was being transported, at the time is doing okay, and that they are thankful for the incredible people like Joe who really rose to the occasion and showed up and really helped out when they can. So that is an incredible story. I love that. Look at this team. Okay, so it is 11:05 now. We're going to switch gears a little bit and move to your react to that question for today. So I don't know if you guys, well, everyone knows. We only have a few days left of January. It's been a absolutely record-setting month. We've seen that so far with the weather, maybe other things happening in your life, just breaking records and really making history. But with that being said, the month is almost over. So how are you guys doing on those New Year's resolutions? Are you guys sticking to them? Have they been abandoned? For those of you who made health-based resolutions, are you still doing them? Like dry January. I mean, we've heard some people who are really happily making their way through that, Lee. And we've actually talked about your New Year's resolutions as well. And you said you were going to wait a little bit to make one.
Yes.
Did you refresh my memory? What did you decide?
So at first I didn't have one, and then I made one with Avery, and we were learning sign language together. But unfortunately, I know I dropped the ball on that one. We'll have to check and see if she's still keeping up with it. But
we actually will have the opportunity. In fact, Avery, 2 News reporter Avery Feldman will be on in just a little bit to talk about the roadways and some of that severe cold that we're still seeing now days after the storm. So I hope that's going well for you guys. That's a good one. So that is a good one. Let me know how you guys are doing on your resolutions as we make our way through January. Scan the QR code and get in on the conversation. I'll share mine when we get down to it, and so you guys can find out how I'm doing. So I just talked about her. We'll go ahead and bring her in now. The snow and some of that more stressful winter weather that we were dealing with has made its way out, but we're still dealing with the impacts. We're still dealing with what exactly the snow did to us here at home. So 2 News reporter Avery Feldman has been out in those conditions all morning long, and she's taken a look at some of those side streets, some of those back roads. And Avery, what did you see? What are those? Oh, see, we can see it here. What are some of those conditions like?
Yeah, so this is from yesterday, this video, and it's safe to say that some of the residential streets looked a lot better this morning, I do have to say. We drove around all morning, and some streets had not been touched, I will admit, but most of them did look a little bit better. The city of Dayton actually said that they were hoping to get 2 rounds of plows last night throughout the streets, so throughout the residential streets. So they are getting there, but it kind of depended on the area, honestly, where we were. But then we ended up going to the highway, and we saw a bunch of the highway roads were clear, but since it's so cold, it was actually turning slick and icy on the roads. So we ended up seeing a few cars that had like skidded off and were in the snowbanks kind of on the side. So with that, definitely be careful on those streets.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the drivers need to look out for when they are out on these roads right now?
Yeah, so there's a lot of cars and trucks that are driving out, well, at least when we were out this morning, that had snow on them still and that were blowing back with the wind and the driving. So definitely if you are heading out, take off all the snow off of your car, because then you see on the ground like the little wind dusts of snow, and then that makes it a little bit difficult. Also, if you are driving, make sure to stay far away from the car in front of you, just in case you guys have to come to a complete stop. That's definitely important too.
Avery, I'm just so happy you touched on that first point, which is making sure that your car is clear from snow. Like this person is doing, you can literally see it happening, because so many people think as long as my windshield and my back window is clear, I'm good to go. But the snow on your car can actually be a really big hazard. And, like you said, if you come to a stop, it just flies off into the person behind you, and that can be a huge distraction.
Yeah. I actually spoke to one of the AAA representatives, and he was saying that a lot of people don't clear off their back windows, and I wasn't sure, and that's because then it's in your blind spot. You can't see someone there. So that's a commonly missed area that you should definitely pay attention to too.
And a lot of people are talking about, hey, when will my road be cleared? And you said some of these back roads, like what we're seeing, like I'm looking at some of these cars out on the side, and that snow that's piled up next to them needs to be shoveled and moved out itself. So something else a lot of people are seeing is, where do I put this snow, right? Is that a concern you guys saw when you were out there this morning?
Yeah, there was a lot of snow then because the plows had gone through, and then they're just kind of piling up more on the cars. So I think they got to get it to the sidewalks, get it out of the way. But another thing was that you should park your car as close to the curb as possible, because you want to be able to get the plow through the street. That was a big issue too with some of the roads.
Perfect. Okay, Avery, we do this often, but I'm not sure, did we get your one word to describe all of this snow and what's going on with it? What is it?
We did it a few days ago. I said fun.
Oh, you did say fun.
Good one.
Yes, yeah. I think I'll stick with it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be shoveling the snow off my car personally. Yeah. That might not be fun, but enjoying it, even though it is very cold outside right now.
You said fun.
That
was it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, what was yours?
Exciting.
This is
Similar.
so crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys were pretty much the same. Mine is going to be the antonym to that. This is unnecessary. I'll say this much snow in one place for as long as it's going to be here is unnecessary.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to last for a long time.
Won't it? So we've been talking about the snow. We've been talking about the cold and the weather. Now we're going to find out exactly how long. We're going to talk about it more continuously, how long these temperatures are going to be sticking with us. The snow is gone, but we need to know what else is on our horizon. So we're doing things a little bit differently today. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Steve Norris is joining us via Teams to break that forecast down for us. Steve, what can you tell us about what's coming up for the rest of our week? We got the hard part behind us, right?
Yeah, the hard part was the snow, right? But the rest of the week, it's going to be the extreme cold that we dropped. I think I looked and we dropped to 2 below zero this morning. That was the actual air temperature. But we've had wind chills as cold as 20 below zero this morning. So very, very cold out there. And we're going to continue to see the extreme cold temperatures throughout the week. That's the problem. The snow, of course, we got 14 inches officially at the Dayton International Airport, and the snow's going to be with us for a week, maybe even a couple of weeks, because it is going to be so cold. We're not looking at temperatures that will warm up to 32 degrees or warmer for several days. So that's a problem there. But we're talking about dangerous wind chills, 20 to 25 below today, because the winds are going to be very gusty. We actually have kind of an Arctic front that is going to be coming through later on, and that's why those winds are up, and it's going to bring us a reinforcing shot of cold air. So yeah, the main thing for the week is just dress warmly. I know the schools are still closed, mainly because of the snow, but I wouldn't be surprised if those schools don't stay closed for the rest of the week because of the cold. I mean, you can't have kids out at the bus stop, right? At 9 below zero, 10 below zero. Those are some of the numbers that we're looking at for actual air temperatures, and then you factor in the wind, and it's going to be dangerously cold all week long. So that's something to just kind of keep in mind.
So, Steve, a question I have for you before we let you go here is something we've talked a lot about. We talked about the blizzard of 78 versus the storm that we just saw over the weekend. Can you really briefly just touch on some of the differences between a blizzard and a storm? A lot of people wanted to call this that, but that was not what we had over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing that's similar between what we just got and a blizzard is just the fact of the amount of snow. Back in the blizzard, the Great Blizzard of 1978, which is 48 years ago, we got to 12.2 inches of snow back then. And this time around, we got 12.4 inches, which set the all-time record daily snowfall for Dayton. The thing we did not have this time around is the actual winds, right? Back in 1978, we had winds of 60, even 70 miles per hour, which created drifts as high as 20 feet, which just buried cars. It was tremendous. This time around, yes, we got the snow, but we did not get those winds. Today, we're going to see some gusty winds, which will cause some blowing and drifting of snow. So any roads that are oriented north to south, you could see that wind blow from west to east across those roads. So that could have an impact today. But as far as the blizzard comparisons are concerned, didn't have the wind this time. We did have the snow. Yeah. And I see the 2 News patio there. Somebody actually did a pretty decent shoveling job. Nice little path, little curvy path.
Yeah, right?
Through, the 2 News patio.
The other day, Avery was trying to spell out WDTN. She didn't get too far. But no, it does look a lot better. Steve, thank you so much for coming on and telling and breaking that down for us. We'll look for more for a little bit from you later. Okay, so moving ahead, you guys, listen to this. We just have one game left. One game left of the NFL season until Super Bowl 60. The Bay Area and Levi Stadium is starting the final phase of preparations. Very exciting. The Seahawks and the Patriots will take over the field in a rematch of Super Bowl 49. For Seattle, there's Jackson Smith-Njigba, the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. The third-year player leads the league in receiving yards. On the Patriots, there's Trayvon Henderson. He's a running back looking to win a CFP national title and a Super Bowl in back-to-back years. Big deal there. Head coach of New England, Mike Vrabel, is a former Ohio State defensive end with 3 Super Bowl rings as a player for the Patriots. Now, he could be the first to win as a coach for the same franchise. A lot of things to keep your eyes on here with this game coming up. So your time now is 11:16. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got to look at weather and how you guys are doing on those resolutions. We've got an expert to break down the health benefits there. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
And we are back with that countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics, you guys. Getting closer every single day. My goodness. In the double digits now. The road to the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics is at 10. We have just 10 days until the torch is lit and the games kick off. That's on February 6th to February 22nd. The Paralympics are up next. That's from March 6th to the 15th. Those events are in Milan and the mountain resort of Cortina. We're talking a lot of sports, you guys, but when the time does finally arrive to see this beautiful host city, find the games on WDTN and WDTN Plus. All right, we're going to turn our eyes back again to another look at weather in the Miami Valley, exactly what we can expect for the rest of the week. We've made it out. We've made our way through the heaviest part, through the heavy lifting, right, Steve? So now we're just dealing with those temperatures for us.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the very cold temperatures as we head through the next several days, really, right? It's all week. We might be able to look at live Doppler 2 HD if we can. I'll try to keep myself.
Yeah, we're getting that
worked on. This is the first time I've ever used Teams. This is a new experience.
This really is.
Yeah, there's a live Doppler 2 HD, and you can see we're dry. And we might see a couple of patches of very light snow or flurries passing through the area as we head through the day today. But it's really all about the cold temperatures. We're talking about highs today that will only be in the single digits. We might creep into the lower teens, but that would be about it. Now, going forward, I'm not looking at much in the way of any snow accumulation throughout the week, but we are looking at those overnight low temperatures that will be dropping into the sub-zero range, right? Below zero. We may even get as low as 10 below zero as we head through the week this week. So kids are out of school. A lot of businesses still closed today because of the snow. But after today, I think it's going to be because of the extreme cold temperatures. So something that we are just going to have to bare our teeth and get through it, right? Lots of layers. Hats, gloves, mittens. Don't even go outside if you don't have to. That would be the best advice I could give you. But today it's going to be kind of gusty. We're talking about wind chills as low as 20 to 25 below zero. And we are under an extreme cold warning that it doesn't cover the entire Miami Valley until I believe it's 6 o'clock tonight, and then I think we're under a cold weather advisory from tonight through the day tomorrow. But you're looking at future track right now, and you'll see there as we head through all the way through Thursday, we're looking at generally dry conditions, just partly cloudy skies, and the temperatures there you see it as we head through the afternoon hours, getting into the lower teens, maybe even mid-teens. And here's your 7-day forecast, and boy, look at those overnight low temperatures. As I mentioned, 8 below Wednesday, 6 below Thursday, 10 below 0 Friday and Saturday, 5 below 0 Sunday. So you get the theme there. It is going to be dangerously cold. We use that word dangerously, but this time, I mean, we really do mean it. And there's the current temperature right now in the lower teens. But keep in mind, with the wind chill, it feels more like 20 to 25 degrees below 0. We'll send it back to you, and that's the way that the weather looks as of right now.
The way the cookie crumbles. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, we are looking at how this winter weather has affected other parts of the nation. We're following up on the cleanup part of this storm now. Dropped more than a foot of snow across the Miami Valley. The winter storm impacted more than 200 million people across the country, and that's more than 700,000 people that were without power. At least 30 people have died, and those cleanup efforts are continuing as people are still holding on to those frigid temperatures. Bringing things a little closer to home now, we are going to circle back to one of our top stories, essentially. Only a few days left in the record-breaking month of January. For those of you who started out doing dry January or any of those other health-based resolutions, I hope they're going well and you haven't abandoned them. If you're still in the swing, you may want to know how those health impacts are going to be hitting you or what you can expect. So here to tell us a little bit more about that is Brittany Jameson. There she is. Hi, Brittany. Good morning. She's an advanced practice registered nurse with Premier Health. She's going to break down some of those impacts to us. So, Brittany, what can people expect if they started doing dry January? What does that look like for their bodies?
Yeah, awesome. So if anybody's been participating in dry January, you definitely have the opportunity to improve your overall health. One of the biggest things that a lot of people see, first of all, is they see improvement to their sleep pattern because alcohol can your sleep. So it causes them to be able to sleep better. It definitely allows your triglycerides, your blood pressure, all to become much lower and in a safer range. So patients will begin to feel better overall. They experience less anxiety. They have fatigue. And as the month progresses and they kind of move into February, they're able to start recognizing some of the changes that are undergoing in their bodies. So they're sleeping better. They're feeling less brain fog throughout the day. They're able to focus better, and they're really just able to hone in on the things that really matter to them and focus on, you know, whether it's family, work, hobbies, just different things that they've really been trying to partake in. And a lot of times people that go through dry January often don't drink as much if they have refrained from it during the month of January. So those health benefits don't have to be just for February, just a one-time thing. A lot of them hang around for a long time. So overall, your inflammation in your body is much lower, and the body's response to stress and outside impacts is a lot more tolerated if you've had a lower or almost non-existent alcohol intake for the month of January.
Brittany, thank you so much for breaking those health benefits down for us. I wish we had more time to talk to you. We really planned on it. We may have to get you back here later, but thank you for that information so far for us. We will talk with you later.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great day.
You too. Your time now is 11:25. A quick break, and we'll be back with a look at those React to That responses. Welcome back. Real quick look at those React to That responses for you guys. How are those resolutions going? Kathy says she is going strong and she's down to 10 pounds. Ooh. Congratulations, Kathy. Good for you. That is a win. Well, that does it for us here on 2 News Now on this tumultuous Tuesday, I guess I could call it. Alexis Bellamy, Lee Jeffries. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good one, guys.